Introduce, my name is Dewan Moidayasa, NPM 223150001. I will explain about form of energy. Introduction to energy, vital for all life. Energy is the force behind all action and reaction. It powers cells, force organisms, and drives ecosystems. Renewable and non-renewable sources provide energy for society. Understanding energy is crucial of sustainable living. Renewable energy sources, sustainable and eco-friendly. Renewable energy sources like solar power harness the sun's energy efficiently. Wind energy abundant and can be harnessed wind turbines for electrical. Hydroelectric power utilises the force of flowing water to generate clean energy. Challenge and limitation in initial stock costs for a renewable energy system can be high. Dependent on weather conditions may affect the consistency of energy production. Limited availability in certain geographies location can restrict accessibility. Fossil fuels impact non-renewable resources. Fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas are finite resources. Burning fossil fuels releases greenhouse gas contributing to climate change. Extraction of fossil fuels and can lead to habitat destruction and water pollution. Transitioning to renewable energy source is crucial for a sustainable future. Nuclear energy power and risks. Nuclear power plants use reaction to generate electricity. Risks of reduction contamination is a major considered possible candidates can have devastating consequences. Strict safety measures are essential for nuclear facilities. Alternative energy solution utilizing air for electric sustainable and reliable source. Harnessing energy from oceans, tidal renewables, and predictable power. Energy conservation. Implement energy saving practice at home, sources wishing like industry can reduce emissions by optimizing production process. Conserving energy helps power costs and protects the environment. Future of energy, renewable advancement, innovative technology like solar and wind power are revolutionizing the energy sector. Green policy, government initiative and regulation are promoting a shift toward sustainable energy process. Sustainability focus increasing awareness and global efforts aim to create a clean and green future for all. Thank you.
10 different forms of energy. We will learn the 10 different forms of energy with super easy definitions and examples. The first form of energy is kinetic energy. The energy possessed by a body due to its motion is called kinetic energy. For example, when a car is moving, it possesses kinetic energy. When airplane is moving, it possesses kinetic energy. When a bicycle is moving, it possesses kinetic energy. Even when we human beings walk, we possess kinetic energy. So anything that is moving possesses kinetic energy. Remember that when a body stops, its kinetic energy becomes zero. For example, when this car stops, its kinetic energy becomes zero. Similarly, when this airplane stops, its kinetic energy becomes zero. Therefore, I say that when there is motion, there is kinetic energy. No motion means no kinetic energy. The second form of energy is potential energy. The energy stored in an object due to its position in force field is called potential energy. To learn potential energy, you must learn the concept of force field. For example, consider the Earth. We all know that there is gravitational field around the Earth. If we place any object in this field, it experiences downward force. That's why things are falling in downward direction. So we say that gravitational field is the force field because things experience downward force in it. Let me repeat it. Gravitational field is the force field because things experience downward force in it. Some other force fields are magnetic field, electric field, nuclear field, etc. Now coming to examples of potential energy. When we raise this ball above the ground, we actually change its position and the force field. So potential energy is stored in this ball. Here, the force field is gravitational field. We can also say that gravitational potential energy is stored in this ball. Secondly, the airplane moving above the ground possesses potential energy. Thirdly, the birds flying above the ground possesses potential energy. Therefore, remember that potential energy is the stored energy in an object when we change its position and force field. The third form of energy is sound energy. The energy which is generated due to the moment of vibration is called sound energy. For example, consider guitar. When you pluck the string of a guitar, the string is vibrating and sound energy is produced. Similarly, we human beings also produce sound energy when our vocal cord vibrates. Thirdly, when we hit the drum, the membrane of the drum starts vibrating. This vibration of membrane produces sound energy. Remember that sound energy travels in a medium like solid, liquid and gas, while sound energy cannot travel in a vacuum. For instance, in the space, you will not be able to hear any sound. Thus remember that sound energy is produced due to the vibrations. The fourth form of energy is heat energy or thermal energy. The energy generated when the temperature of matter rises is called heat energy or thermal energy. For example, when you cook food in your home, you need some sort of fire. By this way, you increase the temperature of your food and heat or thermal energy is generated. Secondly, the sun produces a lot of heat energy or thermal energy. Thirdly, a car's engine burns fuel to generate enough thermal energy to run properly. Fourthly, our body also produces heat or thermal energy to keep us alive. Thus remember that when temperature of any object is increasing, heat or thermal energy is generated. The fifth form of energy is chemical energy. The energy stored in the chemical bonds of compounds is called chemical energy. For example, we all know that when oxygen and hydrogen react together chemically, water is formed. Now there is energy stored between oxygen and hydrogen bond. This energy is known as chemical energy. Remember that whatever we eat contain chemical energy. For example, all vegetables, all pulses, all fruits, all snacks contain chemical energy. Thus note it down that all the substances contain stored energy or chemical energy. The sixth form of energy is mechanical energy. The sum of kinetic energy and potential energy is called mechanical energy. For example, consider fast-flying airplane above the ground. We know that this airplane possesses kinetic energy due to its motion. Let its kinetic energy is 1000 joule. Secondly, this airplane also possesses potential energy due to its vertical position in the gravitational field. Let its potential energy is 20,000 joule. We know that mechanical energy is the sum of kinetic energy plus potential energy. So the mechanical energy of this airplane is 1000 joule plus 20,000 joule is equal to 21,000 joule. Secondly, when you hit a nail using a hammer, the hammer also possesses mechanical energy. Thirdly, when the gas balloons rises above the ground, they possesses mechanical energy. Thus remember that mechanical energy is the sum of kinetic energy plus potential energy. The seventh form of energy is radiant energy. The energy that is transferred through electromagnetic waves is called radiant energy. For example, we receive energy from the sun in the form of sunlight. So sunlight is radiant energy. Secondly, during night time, we switch on the bulb. The light coming from the bulb is radiant energy. Thirdly, the cell phone uses radiant energy to transfer our voice or message over a long distance. Thus remember that the energy transferred by electromagnetic waves is called radiant energy. The eighth form of energy is electrical energy. The energy that is derived from the movement of charged particles is called electrical energy. For example, the fan we use in our home uses electrical energy to run. Secondly, electric iron uses electrical energy to iron our clothes. Thirdly, electronic devices like computer, TV, laptop use electrical energy to operate. Nowadays, electric cars use electrical energy as a fuel to run properly without any problem. In our daily life, we need electrical energy every time to do our job. Life without electrical energy seems impossible. Therefore, remember that electrical energy is generated due to the motion of charged particles. The ninth form of energy is nuclear energy. The energy released by splitting atoms is called nuclear energy. For example, consider uranium atom. When we split up uranium into two atoms, barium and krypton, a large amount of energy is generated. This energy is called nuclear energy. In nuclear power plant, we use nuclear energy to generate cheap electricity. Thus remember that nuclear energy is the energy of the nucleus of an atom. The last and the 10th form of energy is elastic energy. The energy stored as a result of applying force to deform an elastic object is called elastic energy. Also note down that it is a form of potential energy. For example, when you compress or stretch a spring, elastic potential energy is stored in it. Secondly, when you stretch a bow, elastic potential energy is stored in it. Once it is released, the elastic potential energy changes to kinetic energy of the arrow. Thirdly, when you stretch the rubber of slingshot, elastic potential energy is stored in it. Once you release it, the elastic potential energy changes to kinetic energy. Thus remember that elastic energy is the form of potential energy. I hope that you have learned the 10 different forms of energy.